Hey, welcome back to Rhodes Autos. Today, we're going to teach you some of the things you should be looking for when you're looking at your next used car. The things you can do to make sure that you're not about to get ripped off, you're not about to get screwed, scammed, or buy somebody else's problem that they rigged and hid and stuck you with. So, without further ado, let's get to it. First thing, do not start the car. We're going to pop the hood first. Been doing this 15 years. I think 5 customers in 15 years have actually looked at a car the way a car dealer would look at a car, the way a mechanic would look at a car. While it's ice cold, okay, it has not been started. You're gonna ask the dealer, did you start this car before I got here? He better say no. If he says yes, leave, come back later, okay? You're gonna put your finger and touch the exhaust. Make sure it's cold. If that's warm to the touch, or if you feel heat before you even get to it, he lied to you. He started that car. You're not the first person to start it. And if you're not the first person to start it, don't you dare buy it on that day. There are a lot of vehicles. The list of vehicles that have timing chain issues that only present on initial startup is way too long. If I even tried to scroll it on the screen, it'd be the rest of the video. Don't do it. Take a look at the battery. Take a look at your fluids. This is a good time to check it and see what's going on. Take a look at the oil. You know, even when I'm doing these pictures for the inspection, getting the focus to focus on the dipstick is like the hardest thing ever. You want to take a look at the oil. It's not going to be in range because we didn't wipe it off and stick it back in there and check it again. That's the proper way to check it. Obviously, you're going to want to do that. Bring a paper towel or napkin with you to wipe that off and check it. But you're checking for the main thing, how contaminated it is, how clear it is. You want to be able to read the words, see the hash marks. If that oil is dark black and you can't read the words or see the hash marks, don't buy the car. Okay, it's a bad idea to buy that car. It means the oil changes weren't done on time, and the oil changes are the main thing that determines how long your car will last. I don't care what the manufacturer says. A lot of them are saying 7,000 and 10,000 miles now. That's all a lie, straight from hell. It's all meant so that when they're applying for the JD Power Awards, they can say the cost of ownership in the first 10 years is lower because their oil change interval is higher. Oil has not changed that much in a couple hundred years. So traditional oil, conventional oil, 3,000 miles. Full synthetic, 5,000 miles. Don't exceed that. I don't care what your manufacturer says. Don't exceed that. I've taken engines apart. I know what they look like on the inside when you exceed those numbers. Trust me, the oil change is cheaper than the engine. And take a look at your fluid levels. Take a look at the brake fluid. Take a look and see, is this a sealed transmission? On this car it is. Or do you have a transmission dipstick? Take a look at the coolant. You know, is it the right color? Did they use a universal coolant, or is it the correct, Chrysler uses this oak coolant, it should be that pink color. Is it the right level? Do we have the right, concentration? And so in my case, I have a $3 reader that tells you the concentration of the coolant. Wouldn't be a bad idea to buy that thing and test it, although that's not as critical. If the concentration's off and it's the middle of summer, it's not as bad, although that could clue you in that there could be a leak. If it's low or the concentration's weak, you probably have a leak in the coolant system somewhere. It's a good thing to look for. If your concentration's weak and it's wintertime, if it gets cold enough outside, it's gonna freeze. Hopefully it pops a freeze plug on the engine. If it don't, it blows the engine. So you definitely wanna check your coolant. Okay, I glossed over actually checking the oil and actually checking the coolant. I informed you should. If you guys want to see a video explaining exactly how to do those checks, I can, but we're just assuming that we're all adults and we know how to do that. All right, the parts that you probably have never learned, we're going to teach you right now. All right, looking at the dashboard, when you first turn on any car, every single light on the dash should come on for 3 to 5 seconds. That's their self-test startup mode. So watch this dashboard. Well, I started it. That was accidental. Well, we're going to turn off the radio. I'm going to grab the keys. See? Not perfect. Never even pretend to be perfect. I don't even play a perfect person on TV. All right, here we go. Turning this back on, checking for all those lights. All right. Gas, ESP, traction control, brake, seatbelt. Seatbelt's going to stay on. Check engine, I can see. Let's do another cycle. ABS, tire pressure, temperature. Let's see what else we can find. Oil, battery. There we go. So now I've observed all the lights and confirmed that they actually work. You would be surprised how many times a crooked dealer or crooked individual will remove a light or put tape over a light behind the dashboard where you can't see it, or even directly on the dashboard where you can see it. Either way, you want to make sure that those lights are visible and they work. Next, start the car. All right, you should be the first start of the day. You saw me touch the engine, okay? So you know that this is the first start of the day. We didn't hear any noise. We didn't hear it go, you know, when it started. So we know that the starter is good. We know that the timing chain is good. We know that the oil filter's the proper oil filter. Look, if you hear it rattle for about 5 seconds and then it stops, they've either got the wrong oil filter in it. A lot of the factory filters have one-way valves and the cheap aftermarket ones don't. Or they've got a timing chain issue. Don't buy the car. Tell them that has to be gone or you're not buying it. The oil filter, cheap. You just do an oil change. But the timing chain issue, that can be $1,500 plus. You don't want to buy that. Look at my temp gauge. So it's on ice cold. Except for now, look, we're coming slightly above ice cold. So if I turn this on, we go to that white line. Start it. We're barely slightly above that white line now. Not by much. But this car hasn't been running for what, about 10, 15 seconds? That's how little time it takes to start moving that gauge. If you get in there and that gauge doesn't line up with the bottom hash mark for ice cold, you are not the first person that started that car. And that comes the question, why? If it's up to normal temperature, that's even worse. The only excuse for a car you're going to test drive being at normal temperature is if it's extremely cold outside and the dealer thought he was being nice to warm up the car so that the heater's working. I have done that for some customers, but I specifically ask them before I do it, do you want me to warm up the car so that the heater's working when you get here? And I do that because, like I said, 15 years, I've only ever seen like 5 people do those checks I just told you to do. But if you check with your mechanic and ask them, that's exactly what they do before they buy any car. They're gonna make sure all the dash lights work. They're gonna make sure it's ice cold, that they're the first person to start it. They're gonna make sure all the fluids are the right levels, the right colors, they're not cross-contaminated. They're gonna look for the maintenance history on the car. It's free. There's no excuse to not provide it. I had a whole different video about, you know, not providing resources that cost money, and I stand behind that one. But resources that are free, they should be provided. And if the dealer's not providing it, go get it yourself. They're free. No excuse to not have that when you buy the car. Once you check the maintenance history, know that it's good. You know, this car is a great car. It definitely passed all those tests, and that's what you're looking for. So if you get there and it's at normal temperature, clear indications it's been driven by a bunch of people, but nobody's bought it, that means there's an issue. And every customer that drives it tells the dealer why they didn't buy it. So that gives the dealer an idea of how to hide issues. A good dealer would fix them, bad dealer will hide them. And it almost generally involves starting or driving that car before you get there. Don't buy a car that you're not starting for the first time. Come back the next day. Make sure you're the first person to start it. All right, I hope that helps. Like, subscribe, comment. and I'll do more.